So we're going to talk about kind of those chronic weird pains that we get when we didn't hurt ourselves, right? A lot of times, all right, you fall down, you slip, you trip. All right, that's why my ankle hurts. But what happens when my knee or my ankle or my back hurts and I didn't hurt myself? I'm thinking around like, man, how come I feel so bad? Well, what we know for sure is when the body suffers trauma, and it doesn't matter if the trauma is physical, chemical, like your diet or something like that, or it's a thought. So we've all been in relationships where you break up and maybe you're not on the good side of that and it hurts a little bit. Well, ironically, your brain stores that trauma inside and it says, look, I'm going to make everything hurt a little bit. So you can treat it, you can go and do therapies and this and that, but you're going after it the wrong way. So there's a therapy that I really like. It was an English physician by the name of Bach. He came out years ago and he found that when he would treat patients, 10 people walk in the door with a problem, all say called back pain. They'd all walk in with it. 2 of them he'd treat, they'd do great. 8 wouldn't. And he thought, man, I'm doing the same thing for all of them. Why don't they get better? And then he realized, oh, there's this weird little emotional component to a lot of trauma sometimes, right? It hangs on. You've seen it with broken families. You've seen it with adopted children and things of that nature, where there's sometimes a trauma that follows along and it can affect the body physically. Well, Bach flowers are this guy's approach to this. He says, okay, it's energy. All I have to do then is put something in that has an energy that can neutralize it like an antidote. So he created an entire field called Bach Flower Therapy. And all you end up doing is, I like to use it what they call a rescue remedy in my practice. It's 5 of these little flowers. You put a couple drops in water, you hold it in the mouth, leave it in there for about 90 seconds, and it helps to neutralize that little frequency. It's fascinating in what it can do. So if you've got those weird little pains and you're just not sure why it's there, I don't recall doing anything wrong, I don't recall eating terrible and causing it to myself, then it has to be coming from something else. Well, all right, if it's not physical, it must be then more of an energetic concept. So when we look at anger and frustration, we all know they exist, but can you hand it to anybody? Right? You're like, oh, I can't hand you anger. I can't even see it, but we know it's real. That means it's an energy. It's not a physical thing like an apple or an orange. So if you could put something in that can neutralize that frequency, it's a lot like sound waves. Take one sound wave you don't like, put something to oppose it so it neutralizes it. By doing that, all kinds of weird, strange, funny little pains can just dissolve away.